Friday Night Live.
Freedomsquad.
Freedomsquad. All right. What's up, gentlemen? Everybody in the chat. I saw all kinds of people popping and chatting already, waiting for us to get started tonight. We are back, another Freedom Squad Friday Night Live. Man, I'm telling you, I know everybody's up here in the Midwest and Indiana. It's like the snow and cold and crap has got to go. And we just wanted to talk fishing. So I know we already got people down south that's catching some fish. So we got Liz in the house, Grandpa Woody fishing in here. There's your good friend Carol down there, Josh Lanham, everybody popping in the chat.
Daniel Pierce.
We got all kinds. We got everybody in here.
Got everybody in tonight.
Hey,
that's it.
Hit that thumbs up button. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. Got to get everybody in here.
Like this. Hold
like
on.
and subscribe. You got to like and subscribe to this guy over here.
Got my work shirt on.
My goodness.
Click bang freedom for the Freedom Squad.
Click bang freedom.
Oh my goodness. I see my sister Joy's in the house. I saw my nieces in here. And if those two are in here, that means Pops is in here watching as well. Excellent. Glad to have everybody here tonight. Man, what should we talk about today? Okay, first I got to open up. Got to talk about Fishing with Gramps. Was doing some work today, talking to some folks, getting ready for the Indy Sports Boat and Travel Show coming up here in just a few short weeks. Where you will, the three of us, along with Chad Hoover, Gene Jensen, the Fluke Master, will be hanging out, meeting people, having a good time. And speaking of which, they're going to be hanging out with Moving Water Outfitters, brand new channel partner of Freedom Squad. Well, Fishing with Gramps and all of our buddies here, because we're just not just talking about Moving Water Outfitters as, being a cool place to be. But Matt, that's where you got your kayak.
I did.
That's where I got the Cadillac. Jeremy actually took his Old Town PDL up there and they installed his boondocks and did all that. So we're not just fans moving over; we're customers as well. So,
and that's where your son got his, is it not?
What's that?
Your son got his there too, did he not?
Well, he had a kayak and then he kind of traded it for some other stuff.
But
so
yeah,
Gramps has another kayak in the fleet because I wanted him to be able to use it, but he wanted some crossbow and other items of things, and I was like, you know what? See, because he moved back up to Indy, so he doesn't have room for storage.
Gotcha.
So we did some bartering. So I increased the fleet. Of course, he's welcome to obviously use it anytime he wants to throw it up on his Fiat. But we figure, we figure since I've got the 3 Kayak Malone trailer now, that it's a whole lot easier to haul all the old towns around at one time.
Wait, so what I'm hearing is next trip you're gonna have 2 old towns and a bona fide, and I'll be pulling the smoker instead of a trailer with my kayak.
Now you're talking. That's
wait. No bona fides allowed on the Malone trailer.
It's not brand.
It's not an old town.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
So I had to, when I made my post today, I did say, that they were obviously my favorite old town, and then I listed that they were also a bona fide, a native dealer, and other brands.
Yes.
So as well, but so I had to give some love out to the bona fide native guys as well. But it is an old town trailer. I got to do some painting on it this over the winter.
If you paint that thing orange and black and make it look like your kayaks, I'm gonna just no.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do the whole trailer that way. I'll probably paint the trailer black, but the rod tubes are gonna get the orange and black treatment. It's gonna happen. And I might do one
big old town.
I might do one orange and black, and then the other like the blue and kind of black orange mix that they do too. We'll have to mix it up a little bit. But then we'll have to. Oh, yeah. But so yeah, we'll mix it up. But I mean, we're all about promoting all the kayak, and even we have our favorites. Jeremy may get a hair up his one day and be like, I'm gonna roll with one of these things. Who
upgrade
knows?
to a bona fide.
Hobie.
Or whatever because how it is. Everybody eventually finds what works best for them. I get that, but Yeah, like Sherson said, orange and black kooks for life. It's funny because we talk about the orange and the black. You know, my niece, basketball player and track star for the North Davies, you know, the Cougars over there, you know, near where my dad is. And well, all three of my nieces track and field over there and played basketball too. So, you know, love the hoops. But the cool thing is, if you think about this now, so Old Town, orange and white, or orange and black, you know, orange in there in the mix.
Orange.
Moving Water Outfitters, what color is their logo?
Orange.
Orange and white. I'm also going to be partnering up with Monster Bass next week at some point in time. Orange and white. There seems to be a trend with a whole bunch of orange around here. So yeah, you know, maybe it could be a thing. Who knows? But you know, it just seems to work out that way. And then honestly, I also partnered up this week with Catch Outdoors, and they make the measuring boards and trophies and kayak carts and other accessories. And we're actually going to have Duke Westcamp, who is the man, the myth, the legend there at Catch Outdoors. We're going to have him on the live stream here in probably a couple weeks. He's got a lot of these guys have got a lot of stuff going on because the tournament season's kicking off, and Duke makes, you know, trophies and all kinds of good stuff too. So, you know, it's really kind of cool, but we're reaching out. We're working with a lot of different people, and obviously, if it's a brand that I want to that I believe in, or a company, you know, that's just kind of I want to reach out and talk to these guys, and that's kind of really the people I like to partner up with is stuff that I use and, you know, want to partner with and represent too. So it's really cool that other people have, you know, jumped on the Gramps band, you know, and enjoyed the ride. And of course, with Freedom Squad, I mean, what's not to like? You get the bearded veterans that roll around and like to fish. I mean, what can be better than that? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing. I want to circle back though real quick to Moving Waters.
You go ahead and
the
circle
Boat Sport
back.
and Travel Show. So we mentioned it last time. They take over a huge area, but if you're in the market of wanting to get some accessories or everything, I completely outfitted my boat pretty much last year at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. I got the cell block. I got the catch board because they move their entire store stock for kayak stuff to the show. They've got the boats that you can buy, everything there. They're super awesome. It was amazing. It was amazing. The amount of stuff they have plenty of staff available to help answer questions. Like our good friend Sam Jones is also sponsored by Moving Waters. He was there working, helping sell boats, talk about boats. They had a whole bunch of different, not pro, but excellent kayak fishermen there to be able to talk about all the different brands of yaks that they carry. So if you're just wanting to find anything for a yak, or even look at new yaks or whatever, they're going to have the RVR 119 there, which I'm kind of interested in seeing that new boat in person.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to test one, they got a pool. Hobie's going to have I think Hobie's going to have a pool as well.
Because I'm hearing there's actually, it's funny because I haven't been to the boat show like in 20 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to be, but you were there last year.
Yes.
Is it so much of a boat and travel kind of thing, or is kayaks really taking up some good floor space in there now?
So basically the layout is the same. If you remember from years ago, when you walk into the first main pavilion, it's all the boats. Okay.
Yep.
And in between going through, the buildings, they have the RVs and the campers and all that stuff. And then you go into where Tackle Town is. And that used to be like an entire pavilion on its own. Okay. Well, it's now like a fourth of the size because Moving Waters taken over basically the whole West Pavilion or South. They've got basically the whole thing. But now there's going to be the two pools because it's not Suncrest. Grubby was talking about it.
Yep.
But Hobie's going to have a pool too. So you can test Hobies, natives, old towns, bona fides. I think Moving Waters carries wilderness. They carry wilderness systems too. So
Yep.
every major
Oh
manufacturer.
yeah, because I think that's where Bobby got his from too. So
New Canoe.
Yeah.
and let's see, who was it that said that? Josh actually said it just right. Highly recommend trying multiple kayaks back to back to see what the best fit finish feels for you. And I agree with that 100%. You'll find the brand that seems to fit you, and having places like that where you can hop into multiple kayaks and just see what kind of, it's like when you pick up that magical fishing rod and it just fits your hand and it's light and it's balanced and you hear the in the background. Kayaks are the same way. I mean, it's just, you just get in it and then I mean, it's I bounced and played with a few different ones, and obviously we all know that Old Town is my jam. And Matt loves him some Chad Hoover and Gene Jensen, and end up in a Bonafide because but it's but I mean, you find what fits you, and that's the great thing about it. Now, Liz down in Florida, she is in a kayak that's brand new with a new company and innovative new stuff and things. And I keep telling her that she needs to get on YouTube and make some videos because it's a whole different new concept and thing from somebody who really knows what they're doing. And so she's kind of been on the groundwork of that too. Not knocking you out, Liz, but I kind of am because I still want to see you on the YouTubes. And a lot of us do, I think. But, when you're ready, I'd love to see you do some reviews and stuff and talk about that kayak that you have, because I think a lot of people would really be interested in, just a different new concept too. So, for sure, those, if you are in the, she says it's a hybrid kayak sup setup. So if you've seen like, there's a guy in Grubby this year, I got to remember his name, but he got one of those from Blue something or another that's affiliated with Jackson Kayak. But it's like a 2 pontoons with a deck that's connected and a seat, and super stable. For those who can't, it makes it a little bit easier to move around, but they still classify as a kayak for, fish and derbs and stuff like that too. But it's really nice because they're making watercraft that fit like all kinds of different people. And that's really what we want, because, hey, we want to spend time with y'all on the water too. And, Jeremy's over asking Kara what's with dinner, and I'm
Alex
sitting here
got
waiting.
it. Blue Sky 360.
Yeah, the Blue Sky 360. That's the one. And so, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's the thing about the sport. It's so fast. It's like kayak fishing and pickleball are like two of the fastest growing, segments in sports right now. And that makes it really cool because, it's just more better ways to get outside and do stuff and make new friends and meet new people and, hang out and do stuff. But if you guys are anywhere in the Midwest and are going to be at the Boat Sport and Travel Show, I think we said we're going to be there. What day was that, Matt? Saturday,
18th,
the
18th, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. That'll give us, you guys can come get pictures with us, meet Chad and Gene, hang out with them for a little bit. That'll give you plenty of time to come early. Like, I think it opens at like 10 on the Saturday, and you can check out all the stuff.
Yeah.
Kayaks, whatever. And one other thing I want to mention, SUP, that stands for stand up paddleboard. For those of you who are not in the know, that's what a SUP is. When you hear that. I just wanted to clarify that from Liz's statement. But yeah, 1 to 3 Eastern on the 18th. We just finalized that. So if you want to get,
and we'll be around the moving waters. We'll be around the moving waters area.
We'll be by that main pool. Yep. Basically at the KBF. It's not going to be a tent, but the KBF booth. There's going to be a table there. So,
and we'll be there to talk about catch. The stuff that we care about is the catch 22, the knucklehead bass fishing. We all fish the KBF, challenge series stuff for our, so we can kick each other's butts. But and then I'll be doing some grubby stuff here and there throughout the season as well, because I like the grassroots side of the kayak bass fishing stuff too. But realistically, our goal is to get more people out kayak fishing and fishing in general. And, that's really what the focus of the channel is going to be this year. And, I still have my boat, so I'll be hauling, I'll be taking my niece out and Jeremy's daughter. And, I'm going to get my niece Shurston maybe out there with her boys, someday soon. And my sister Joy says she wants to go do some crappie fishing, and so we're gonna put her in the boat and get out and do some more family stuff. But we'll be getting around the state quite a bit this year, wanting to meet more people, wanting to fish in different places, opening up, and trying different stuff, going to some state parks, hitting some smaller ponds, just doing a little more adventuring, if you will. So. Yeah, Jeremy's there for eye candy pictures, for those,
Whatever.
You got.
Well, they were saying I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Well,
I
yeah,
get lost here, so
that's why I put me and Matt up here on the top because
if we got to stick the ugly duckling somewhere.
I need to give him a mute button so he can.
There, yeah.
Yeah, I need to give him access to like a mute button so he can shut us up. So if he's got something to say, he can drop a word in edgewise,
Oh,
and
joy.
Yes, Caroline, I got my Mountain Dew Zero.
Hold on, I got to take it off. No, sorry.
Hey, I don't need TMI on family stuff. Okay.
Oh, hey, OEF5. Do you recognize this name?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. I thought he was only on Twitch. I was like, what? I didn't know he had a YouTube either, but most of his content is Twitch and Instagram, and I think he's doing TikTok now. But yeah.
So that's
I didn't know Alex was on. He was in the chat when in another stream I was on the other day, and I was like, wait, I know who that is.
Yeah, now I know who it is too. I didn't realize.
Yep. So yeah, Solidus on Twitch is Alex on the water on YouTube. So love to see him have some more.
When I first started fishing and doing the Twitch thing, one of the things I wanted to do is most of those guys are from North Carolina. So you got Heli Angler, Solidus, Original Tech, J-Way, that whole team that they brought, they were sticks, all of them. J-Way almost made it in too, and it was his first year kayak fishing as well. So I had told them that I wanted to get together and come down there and fish with them, and they were like, "Hell yeah, come on down, and we'll go fish some of the, And
another reason I have for going because a guy that I follow, Yak and Zach, he's an Air Force veteran. Actually, he's just retiring, and he was in Florida when I started watching him, and he PCS'd out to California, and he's been out there for the last couple of years. He's getting ready to retire. But his wife has still got one more duty station to go. So they're going to PCS out to the Columbia, South Carolina area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I can't remember who it was. Double Digit Angler out there was telling him, hey, you need to get with Alex and J-Way and all these other guys. And and see my Uncle Marcus pop back in the stream tonight. Welcome, good sir. Glad to have you here. He's watching us on Facebook.
Hi, Uncle
and
Mark.
Then I saw we had, I saw Ralph was in here. I was actually chatting with Ralph a little earlier because we want to, Jeremy and I are going to go down, I think, and with Ralph and hang out and go hit up the Bassmaster Classic because I've never been to one. And as a life member, that's probably something I should go do. It's down in Knoxville, Tennessee. I actually have family down in Knoxville. My cousin lives down there, and I just have no excuse for not going down and seeing them. I had dinner with them last time we were down in the Gatlinburg area, but yeah, we're gonna make a road trip down to Knoxville and check that out too. So, Caro's saying Fort Jackson, so that's that area too. So yeah, Hellabass says, hey, maybe I'd be going too. So we got all kinds of family in here tonight too. So that is awesome. I saw we had Benedetto in the chat. Frank is in the chat. I hadn't even shouted out everybody who's in here, but we have our regular Freedom. I always say FishIN fam, but tonight's Freedom fam. So we got all the Freedom fam in here. Everybody who loves supporting Freedom Squad and loves America. So hey, what is that?
Well, John Michael, it is what it is. I just fit in. I'm just really the skinniest, best looking one.
Compared to what?
And you two.
I weigh less than you do, and I'm much.
You are 5 feet shorter than me too.
Well, I'm
you're like right in the middle
than he is. So.
Not much. Not much.
Everybody's tall. I was gonna say everybody's taller than me, but not John Michael. So hey, I'm still taller than Dad and John Michael. So yeah, I'm in good shape there.
I couldn't think of a better family to be a part of, though. Honestly,
Bobby's talking about the skinniest. I think Bobby.
Well, Bobby, we're not
Bobby's
talking about you being polled. Gee, many Christmases.
That's not fair, Bobby.
Yeah, like, eat a sandwich, man. That's why you're a sandwich searcher.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to feed you a lot of pulled pork when you get here. Just to
see, he's still searching for the sandwiches. We already found them and
we found them and ate them all.
But you guys are going to meet Bobby in the springtime when we get back on the water again. We got to fish with him a couple times this year, or I think it was at least once. But yeah, you guys we're gonna have some fun chasing those smallies. But it's going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to spending more time out hitting. And George said ham. My wife is in there actually making ham and scalloped potatoes right now. But Gramps is on a diet and has to do some portion control, but at least I can still get some too. Michael said we all fight like brothers. You should hear us talking.
You should hear us talking water. It's even worse.
It's a good thing we're careful when you stream or I'm editing, or there'll be a lot of beep beep beep.
Well, here's the funny thing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a little story on Gramps that he's already told about himself. But when we were at the national championship, it was day 2, the morning of day 2. We were sitting there getting ready, had coffee going, and I said, "Hey, it's the final day. We need to team up and wear our jerseys." And that set him off. And then that's how you guys got the video of him saying, because he kind of got a little upset, and he snapped and he yelled at us a little bit like we're brothers, because we are.
No.
And I didn't get offended. I wasn't mad. I was just like, whoa, didn't mean to hit a button. But it was just all self-pressure because he blanked the first day and was like, I'm a YouTuber and I'm teaching. No, you're just out fishing, and fishing is fishing. It's not catching. You're going to have those days. So he corrected himself, made it into the 100, and I didn't. And I only fished one day. So, well, I fished 2 days, but only one day counted.
Yeah, because you're supposed to check in on the water and then off the water and follow the rules. Some people have problems with the rules.
Hey, somebody saw more of the lake than others instead of just a boat ramp. Okay.
Well, that's true, but I also finished in 86th, so
yeah, I know.
Boat ramps are a good thing.
It's a good thing I started catching fish at the boat ramp and didn't want to go anywhere. It's funny because I'm sitting there. What was it? Was it on the practice day that I was catching the fish at the boat ramp? It was because I was taking a call from the VA.
Yeah,
she was trying to schedule my appointment
on the Hellraiser.
Like, oh, there's fish at the boat ramp. So Jeremy's like, I ain't going anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here. But he didn't want to mess with the water either. Here comes Gran. Now let me go tell you what she's gonna do. She's gonna come in here and make me publicly. I've been looking for my GoPro. For like a week.
But when did you ask me about it?
20 minutes ago, before we went live, and she's like, you took your GoPro to Florida. And I was like, oh, that's right. So I found my little backpack that.
No, I came in here to tell you.
So you found your GoPro.
No. So what you're saying is Gran found your GoPro where you misplaced it.
Yep.
Which is how women work, because they know where everything is all the time.
She had no idea, but she said Florida and backpack, and I was like, oh, that's probably right.
No, I came in here to tell you dinner was good.
She's coming in to tell me how good her ham and scalloped potatoes are. Yeah. Thank you, Gran. I'll come get some food after the show. Yes, you make the best. Silliness.
The women hide the stuff to play hero. No, Sandwich, they don't, because we're just the idiots that misplace stuff, and they're like, "Where was this?" I do it all the time.
Well, it's been driving me nuts because it's like I still have got no organization done. I mean, the only thing that I've accomplished since we stopped fishing was I finally, it took 4 weeks, it seemed like, to get the garage cleaned out, to get the shelves put up so I can hang up the kayaks and then put the boat back in there. But hopefully sometime this week, I can get some more videos shot because I need to do some bait making videos. Last year, I promised folks all season long I was going to build them a chatter Gramps to give away and never got it done, which reminds me, if you're in the live stream right now and you didn't drop a hashtag Freedom Squad comment on the last Freedom Squad Friday night live, you might want to go leave a hashtag Freedom Squad comment on that video before the end of this show if you want to be in the drawing for what were we giving away, boys? Our favorite baits.
Hand selected by Freedom Squad, the three of us.
That's right.
So you're going to get a Berkeley Power Worm. You're going to get some no, I don't remember what Jeremy had, but
well, it's got to be a Berkeley Power Worm.
It's the 10-inch and blue Power Flake.
Yep. So Jeremy had it's going to be a pack of Blue Fleck Power Worms, some hooks, and some weights. And Mr. OEF5 had 2 Spro frogs.
The only 2 you need, black and white.
I should have just forgot this whole segment because then we had to bring up that word, frogs. But, it is what it is. This is going to be the year. And then for me, I'm going to put together a package of, it's going to be some jackhammers. So, hey, you're going to get our favorite baits, our favorite techniques. And, yeah, that's what the giveaway will be. And I will draw that here towards the end of the show. It's actually funny because I just did a video on the Shimano X Pride B rod, and that's the one I'm going to be using to throw the frogs with, going into the season too. And I actually just got a notification that for those of you following along with American Legacy Fishing, if you're a Mega Bass fan and you like those P5 destroyers, I think it is. I'm not a Mega Bass aficionado, but they just got a huge shipment of stuff in. I think a lot of it's already sold out, but I got a shipping notification from Graham. So I think I'll have an unboxing to do here in a few days. And it's probably something along that line, which I have never, played with anything from Mega Bass. So Sam at Churcher wants to know any JDM jackhammers. Honestly, I can't think. And I know that Strike King did tungsten Thunder Crickets. I'm still trying to figure out the advantage of a tungsten moving bait. I could see it on the bottom, but I don't. I want the head size to be somewhat regular sized,
right? Because you need that click from the blade hitting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it would make a little bit different sound because of the metal against the tungsten instead of the lead.
That may be. I mean, that may be the thing, So
get a different.
Yeah, of course. I knew somebody was going to come back with I'm going to be using the Christmas frog. Yep, he's still right there, right next to the trophy. I wanted to make sure I knew right where he was sitting at so I could point to him for when I knew it would come.
I don't think anybody on the channel is going to let you live any of this down if you don't catch a frog fish this year on video.
Yeah, I mean,
I will delete the video.
I'm my biggest thing is having to actually bust the Christmas party and actually throw it. I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to fish anything else starting the season. But I got the master class from Mr. Hoover,
right?
And I got the go search my channel by the Fluke Master.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Yeah. Yeah. See, Daniel, everybody tells me this, but literally, I sat between these two yahoos on Pisgah while they're catching frogs. I had frog blow-ups. Just yeah.
So let me just tell you, okay?
Wait.
Did you ever catch one?
Wait. Let me. He said, "What kind of topwater frog?" There is not a topwater frog that I do not have. I have people sending me frogs all year long.
Well, this,
So it's got to be a hollow body. So it's just, that's the thing. I can catch them on toads and, in all that too. So that it's just been the running, the running thing. It just hasn't happened. No, so I'm going back up through, but
so literally we were fishing Pisgah this year, and Jeremy's in the corner of the dam over in some weeds, catching fish on frogs. I'm on the other side. I catch fish on frog. Gramps is in between us, throwing a frog. Boosh. Nothing. And he said, I'm done. And he started throwing a jackhammer. I'm done. I'm done.
Yep.
Daniel, you got that right. That's the problem. It's not the execution, it's the hook set.
Yeah. I mean, that video where I'm on the phone with Jeremy just still kills
that's
me.
a good one, though. That's a good one.
Yeah. Once again, celebrating the fish before it's in the net. But yep.
I had one live
confidence.
stream where I had a decent fish on beaver bottom that when it blew up, and I waited on the hook set, but it was running at me, and I couldn't get a hook set on it. And it jumped once, and frog came flying at me. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, my Uncle Mark's got the right idea. Let's go gigging some frogs, because then you get the frog legs to eat afterwards.
No, wait. If you're good enough to catch a bullfrog on a frog, because I've done that. I've caught a turtle on a frog. Done that at Pisgah. Yeah. When you can get a frog, an actual real life frog, to come get your frog, you're doing it right.
Oh yeah, most definitely. When you start getting see, and that's my problem. I do so much. I remember to set the hook when I'm fishing a jig. If I'm throwing, but I don't know what it is when I'm frog fishing. It's like I've thrown a jackhammer so much, it's just lift and reel. And I kind of want to do that with frogs, and I just forget to really slam. And to be fair, and somebody said something about the Beast Coast fishing jigs. I love those jigs. Those little tungsten little magnums are just amazing, and I'm going to slay some smallies on those things this year. But again, the hooks are so sharp in those, you literally just lift and start reeling, and you've already set the hook. So yeah, I'm going to have to remember. I'm just going to have to remember to really, really, when I'm frog fishing, focus on it and follow the technique that Chad gave me, so that when it's time to slam the hook in them, I remember, because it's funny. I've had the fish grab the frog and end up down in the grass, and yeah, glad for Sly Fox. Gramps TikTok. May is coming. Yep. So we know Sly will be in here at some point. But I mean, but that's half the fun is, chasing these dang things around. It's going to be a blast. But hey, maybe that'll be, I can't say it won't be the first fish I catch on this new X Pride B rod, because I did catch some buzzbait fish on it at the end of the year. But I love those little Magnum jigs. I need to reach out to Beast Coast. I've been on a little streak. Maybe I should reach out for some more partnerships.
I got a question for Jeremy.
Go ahead.
Okay, Jeremy.
Okay.
Frog aside, what is your favorite topwater?
A Zara Spook.
Zara Spook. JT?
Buzzbait.
Okay.
So I will throw a...
Yeah, if I have to throw a frog out and I can't throw that, then I'm either... both of those are great options for me. And I love the new Strike King Hard Knock KVD walker, and Jeremy's seen it, man. That thing walks and makes a friggin' racket, and it doesn't take anything to walk it. Like you just twitch it, and it's pretty awesome.
And we were down at Chad's, and we were all throwing topwater there at the end of the day,
just because they were so feeding on shad.
Oh,
it wasn't even funny.
I mean, I like catching them on the Hellraiser just because. But I mean, if I had to just go to, my confidence is still in the buzz bait. But the Hellraiser was fun. But Jeremy was throwing a monster bass bait.
I was throwing the Ragnar.
Yeah.
I mean, I say a zero spook, but really, the bait I took down there to Chad's was that Ragnar to test it out. And I mean, that's just a sexy looking bait. When
It
it
is.
walks, I mean, there's something about the walking action. Matt, me and you talked about that. The different walking baits. For me, this walks without any effort.
That's the way that strike, like even between the non-hard knock and they're I don't know if it's the weight balance in it because it's got those extra bigger rattles in it, but it just walks, and it will go 180 sideways on
Right.
and when it drifts, it goes a good 3-4 inches whichever last way you send it. Like it's just pretty nice. And then somebody asked about the KVD Sexy Frog. Is that a top water? Because I don't have any of the Strike King hollow bodies. I do have the KVD Buzz Toad.
Yeah.
Which is another really good buzz bait. Instead of having the skirt, you got the toad on it. So, but yeah, we've all there.
Yeah, I've actually got that one right here.
Yeah,
Right.
we've all
And
thrown pretty much. If you're talking top water, we've all thrown it at the same time. I can remember that night on Pisgah when all three of us were there when we were following that ball of shad, and I was throwing that spitting shad into him.
Oh yeah,
because it's the little one. It's just a smaller. It's like a Zara spook, but it's just a smaller profile, and I got bit on it. So we're not exclusive to frogs or whatever, but it's just like anything else. You're gonna fish what works at that point in time.
Yeah.
So.
And like Josh was saying, I've actually got the popping perch, and there's a lot of people that like that. And that thing is super soft. I haven't had a bite on it, but I had a feeling if I did get bit, then that thing it's super supple. And, I could see it. I mean, that it's a unique, because of the way it looks like it's laying sideways, like it looks like a bait fish that got smacked.
So did they already boil it to make it soft, or is that one of those?
Who knows?
Because I mean, yeah.
So that was one of the tips that we got in our master class for frog fishing from Chad. Was that straight out of the package? You don't have to bend the hooks or anything. You take your frogs, and he said he fishes Spro as well. But you take your halibali frog, boil them, put them in boiling water for about 10-15 seconds. And it just makes the plastic. And so he pulled one out. He pulled out a brand new one that he hadn't boiled and one that was boiled. And you could feel the difference in how soft that body was compared to a new one, which I didn't even think about.
And I think Gene was saying when he was on that since he had worked with Spro for so long, but he thought he still had to, kind of soften those up too. But I guess the one that he had worked with 13 Fishing on was basically, it's like it already had been boiled, and that's kind of what he really liked. So it's funny how much great frog advice I get, but we'll see this year, because the funny thing is it's not like I'm not getting bit. It's either I'm not setting the hook hard enough, or I'm completely I'm doing it. The worst thing was I was just setting the hook too fast, because I feel like it's like that jig bite, and I'm just like and I'm trying to, but I'm not giving them enough time to turn and go down with the frog, so that when I set the hook, I'm actually using the fish going down as a counter force to when I'm setting the hook and really driving those hooks home. But for me, it's a learning curve. I mean, pretty much, I've always thrown a buzz bait around everything that I wanted to. And, I lift and the hook is set. So it's literally me adapting, plus being in a kayak, as Jeremy and Matt have adapted to it very well. I haven't, just because I feel like I'm such a finessey throwing a jackhammer like 80% of the time I fish. It's like even when I'm fishing a jig, those hooks are so sharp, I'm literally not having to drive the hook home. Lifting and reeling is really setting the hook for me too. Yeah, and I've actually tried this trick on some of them too, where if you trim off the legs a little bit on one side, it helps kind of like offset, so that when you give it a little pop, it'll give it more of a a turn to the sharp right, to the sharp left too. So it's funny when I actually make a frog fishing video, I'm gonna have all the knowledge. I just got to put it all together
You
and
just have to
catch
execute.
Yep, just gotta do the thing. So this year I am this year me personally, and we'll talk about some goals. This year, me personally, I'm looking to set a PB. I have not caught my PB fish as far as largemouth go since 1998 or 98 or 99. And that was my Indiana PB. Now, honestly, I'd like to break my Texas PB because that one was in the when Jeremy 90s.
Late 90s.
Yeah, it had to be right
It was
before we
like
moved
90
back up here. So
97 or 98.
yeah. So yeah. You know what? Yeah, because we were in Dallas at that point. That was right before I moved back. So
Right.
it's probably been that long. But yeah, I'd love to get one over 8, or at least here in Indiana, 1 over 6 and whatever. I'd like to get at least a 7 in Indiana, but then again, I'd still chasing something bigger. So my goal this year would be to chase a big. I said that last year, but then my goal became going to the national championship, which we achieved that. But this year I'm gonna have more fun. But I'm gonna set my PB smally. And and since we're all doing kayak stuff and we're using our catch boards too, we're all going to be working on catching our biggest length fish as well. So we got some pounds that we got to chase, but we're also going to be catching chasing our own PBs as far as laying on the catch board goes as well.
So I think one of the goals I want to kind of have this year is to have at least 5 smallmouth on my catch 22 that don't get cold, that are still part of my 22.
Oh, yeah, good call.
I think that's a good goal. I would also like on my catch 22 this year to beat Jeremy and at least hit that 400-inch mark. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of hope.
Now wait, beat me or the 400, because I think
if I make 400, I'll be okay. But if you're gonna go over 400, like if you're setting your goal this year for catch 22 at like 410 or 500, I might have to not try to beat you, but I'm going to give it my best to beat you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think getting over that 400, getting over that 400-inch mark is a good first goal.
Yeah.
And then,
right.
And then try to beat Jeremy after that. I mean,
yeah, exactly. We're all going to be doing that regardless. So now, for those of you out there watching, there is an adjustment that's either been made or is coming to the catch 22. And I actually think it's already on the leaderboard, but I've had so many people ask, what if we fish out of a boat? So now what we're doing is for each state, it's still going to be the official kayak, certified catches. But you have an NE22 division, which is boat, bank, any species and all that too. But if you just want to chase bass and you have a boat, and I think Jason Emery was asking about this, there is actually there's a catch 22 for bass. Is it up there?
Any watercraft.
Yep.
So
now, what that means, and I'm actually going to join this one too, because any water means it doesn't have to be public.
Yep.
If you got your farm pond that's got your tanks in it and you want to go play and catch 22 and catch the biggest, 22 bass you possibly can, that's your spot. If me and Jeremy want to go to Seed Tick, which is not public water, we can post bass to that and it counts. So bass, yak, bank, however you want to fish, wherever you want to fish. Matt can go across the street to his retention pond and catch fish all day long if he wants to put them up there too.
Yes, and they're all 10 to 12 inches. And
yeah,
I can catch my 22 in a day. But
yeah, it's for charity anyway, so hey, why not?
I got a clarification question on that though.
Yep.
Because catch 22 counts for the Torquedo. You can use your 10 biggest fish from Torquedo or for the Torquedo entry. Does this division of it work too? We'll
I
have
don't
to
know.
we'll
We'll
have to get some clarification on that because I don't think
I think that has to be I think that may be from the certified catch side.
Right.
Because for those, it's you want to be a KBF member, whether it's free or not. But I think those are going to be the certified. I think that's cross certified because it said all certified KBF events, including the fish ops. And I think what was meant there was the like kayak one with all the 50 states.
Right. I think so too, but we will get 100% clarification for you because I don't want to have us lead you down the wrong road and have to be asking, hey, I caught 500 inches on this for 10 fish. I should win the Torpedo motor because I think this open to any watercraft. I think that the Torpedo tournament giveaway challenge is strictly for KBF rules, which Catch 22 is kind of not.
Yep.
But we'll get clarification and put it on social media somewhere. So,
oh yeah, most definitely. And then we'll talk about that. And of course, we're going to be doing. And I've had several requests for people who are looking to get into kayak fishing this year. And I'm gonna be shooting some videos, as we get a little bit warmer weather coming up, because I want to be able to get out in the driveway and talk. But I'm gonna start out with the basic kayak videos because again, we love everybody that follows along, and we don't care, if you fish from the bank, from a kayak, from a boat. Obviously, we want everybody to enjoy fishing how you want to fish. But I've had so many people interested in getting into kayak fishing. And, obviously that's what we're about and we're promoting. And that's why we're working with Fluke Master and Chad Hoover and Wendell Fishing and, all these guys, and, guys and gals around the country. And, obviously we want to promote to you guys what we do. So I'm going to have some videos coming up on, kayaks and how to pick them, and obviously I'm not going to be slanted toward Old Town. You all know how I feel. I want you to find the kayak that fits for you. But I'm going to go in and do some, introduction, videos, things that I've learned. I'll probably have Jeremy and Matt, share their thoughts and what they learned as they got into kayak fishing, because everybody's experience is a little bit different. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about the accessories that you have to get started, and then stuff that's nice to have or add on as you go. And, so we'll cover the basics, and I've got my paddle kayak out here, and I'll just talk about the basics of all that. So I'll give you guys, a list of brands and items that I've looked at, tested, and used, and will recommend, and then stuff to stay away from, because it's either, trying to catch fishermen or junk. And we'll wade into that as well. And then I've also had requests. So, okay, I've been kayaking for, a little bit. I want to get in to do these, these challenges or some tournament stuff. What do I need? How do I get started? So we'll break down and do some nice walkthrough videos, and I'll share everything that I know. And then if not, then there's always room in the comments afterwards to kind of, follow back up on and help everybody kind of in their kayak journey. Obviously, I will tell everybody, go watch Chad Hoover's videos, go watch Gene Jensen's videos. But I know some people just like hearing my take on things, and I'll make the videos for you guys just so they're out there. And if you want to share them with somebody else, you know what I mean?
I want to do a big shout out real quick to some Family members here. Greg and James and Nathan Neely in Kentucky. They're already on Catch 22. 2 of them for Indiana. And Greg's in first place right now with 76.75 inches.
Yep.
James has got 25, and Nathan Neely has 99.5 already in Kentucky, which it's just cold in Kentucky right now. So,
well, and he's actually down at the KBF Trail event in Florida. I've been following him on Instagram.
Oh, is he?
I'll be right back.
And he was catching some fish down there. So most definitely. But Justin Cavett actually won.
Liz, are you in there for Florida? Hang on, let me look.
Yep, Liz.
I wish they would order.
I
want to bring this up to Chad. I wish they would order this by alphabet, because scrolling through trying to find states.
I know it's a pain in the butt.
It's awful.
But I actually brought this up so we can pull it up and go through the leaderboard. So let's just pop through it real quick.
Why don't you do that?
And since I took the time to put it there, we may as well bring it up and talk about it a little bit, because hey, I want to shout out the peeps
Yeah.
who are doing the stuff and things.
If you're on the list, we want to know. We want to know that the fam family is here. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't want to shout out your actual real name because it's being shown, but that's okay. We understand that too.
Now, if you guys look at this, they just added. So I'll start with the NE 22 and the Just for Fun Any Water, Any Watercraft. I see our good friend Alex Miller in there. Nathan Neely's already in there. Look at there, Jody Queen. So we've got the pros that are out fishing these, and there's our good friend Ryan Rice. And so I know a lot of these guys are contributing across the board. But the fact that a lot of these folks were already in one or the other, and they went ahead and joined this one as well, just to make yet another donation to Catch 22, that is phenomenal. I mean, I love that. We have our good friend Adam Oden. He was the first one I saw that was a FishIN fan member. And so I've actually got a box for him sitting out in the car. And then the first Hoosier that I saw upload a nice 19-inch smallmouth, one of the scoring guys, got confused and took his fish down. So we'll get that fixed.
He's already got 22 for any 22.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty wild. I mean, there's a lot of guys already that are dropping them fish and they're meeting the challenge. So we got the Just for Fun. It's already got, how many we got in there? 17 so far. That's really cool. And then if we scroll down through, I'll just do a quick run. So if I go to Florida, we know Liz is in there.
No, Florida's first.
Oh, yeah, of course. So Adam Oden's in there. And then I got to scroll through all the fish. I wish I could just do it. But there she is. There's Liz right there. So Liz has already got a 19, 18, a bunch of 7. She's already got what I had last in the first. Just that fast. And so Liz is
wait, go back to that. Go back to that. So I'm a little behind. So chat, look at how many carbonites are right there. You don't have to have the fancy Catch X boards.
Yep.
You can get
this one.
And you can get this almost free from Fish USA if you join KBF and pay for a membership in the gift certificate you get from joining. So, just look at those pics. It's not that complicated. Liz, is it that hard? You were having struggles when you first started. Now that you know it, how hard's the app to use and upload your fish? Obviously, you're doing a great job. How many fish does Liz have?
Let's see. She has. I'd have to count them individually, but she's already got a bunch. She's got over 200. She has got over 200 inches so far, so she is really on fire.
Right. And I knew you'd get there. It's not that complicated, people. It's not that scary. Gramps put out some great videos. He got mad. Y'all seen the text I got from him because I took a picture of, here with an arrow. Click that yellow thing to view your identifier. And he was like, hey, stop blocking my videos. I just put a video out about that. Share that. And I'm like, I didn't know.
But if you go watch, somebody was asking about the catch boards, and I did a video on the catch boards, and I don't know if it's still going or not. But when I added the carbonite board to the checkout, he's got it marked off at a 10 or a 15% discount right now. So I mean, you're getting that catch board for under $30. And the cool thing about it is it's super lightweight. You can drill another hole in the other end of it and just throw some paracord or stretchy rope on it, and throw it over your shoulder if you're bank fishing.
Or throw it in a backpack.
Super light, sturdy, easy to use, and then you can have a board ready to go. And again, that's why I partnered with Catch, because I want to promote their products, American made, right here next door to us in Indiana. They're up in Northern Illinois, and but those boards are super lightweight and easy to carry around. But then when Monster Bass does their stuff online, when we do these Catch 22 challenges in the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series, all these little ways and there's tons of different, between Tourney X and Fishing Chaos, they've got all kinds of online tournaments where you can go out and win cool prizes and things like that too. So don't forget that. So scrolling back down through, we had Florida.
I did the Heroes on the Water with you last year.
Oh,
I ended up third. And part of my prize package is sitting right here over my shoulder. My wife, when we were in national championships, said, hey, you just got a big box. And I said, well, open it. And it was full of stuff. full of stuff.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, I
coming in
actually
third.
won an Abu Garcia Black Max rod, and that's going to be another one that we give away to a veteran. I see our friend RGM Fishtails, Ryan Rice, right here in third in South Carolina. So that's cool. See if I see any other
There you
names
go.
popping
See?
up.
Look at how many.
But yeah, there's our friend Jody Queen.
Hey, bro,
He's down in.
click on Jody's. I want to see something with his catchboard.
See which one he's using.
Yep.
Oh, look at this freaking tank.
Yep. I
That
just
is-
wondered if he was using that one.
Is he using his 100 board?
Yeah.
Brian,
no, I think
Brian Sparks
this-
was using it.
no, he's got his own custom because that's got his name on it.
I think
So
that's not the 100 board.
Yeah, this is one that he's had custom made, so that's really cool.
Or he's
Okay.
won
Look
some
at-
other way because that's a KBF board.
Yep. So that's really cool.
I
And the cool
wonder
thing is,
if he got that for being in the 10.
Oh, you never know. Oh, that's right. He could have.
I bet
Yeah.
you that's a 10 board.
That very well could
So
be.
yeah, it's
I was just curious.
No, yeah. Well, so okay, we nerd out about stuff like that. It's cool to look through the picture to see what people are using. You'll notice now on R3 that they conspicuously placed an inspection sticker that says KBF that we've left, and I'm going to leave it there because
oh yeah.
it shows up in every picture. So
here's Sly Fox's entry, but notice how it says 1 inch. So I noticed this the other day and I got a giggle.
what? Go to that. What did he do? Did he mess it up? And it's accepted. Okay, let's see what. Let's just make fun of something.
Should we
So
challenge it?
somebody had a good time, but I figure he'll catch 22 more fish over the year and replace that one. But I thought that was
How
pretty
in
funny.
the heck did they? How did you get that to work?
I don't know, but I thought it was genius.
That's really funny. That's
So
really funny,
talking
Sly
about
Fox.
the torpedo board, I mean, honestly, let's take a minute and go look and see what kind of hogs these guys have got uploaded. 23 to 3. Jeez.
Then we can check out the weight loss challenge.
Look at
199 inches for 10 fish, 23. Golly.
Look at that monster. Look at the belly hanging out. That looks like my belt line right there. I mean, man, that fish is just hanging off the board.
Hey, he's in catch 22. 22 and 23 right there.
That's
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, when you see look, oh my goodness, over here, 25. Look,
Jesus, it almost doesn't fit on the board.
I know a couple people that ordered the 32-inch board, and I said, I know I don't have that problem, but man, can you imagine?
No, I
couldn't imagine. That is just insane. What?
That's a
tank.
national championship. So there's the little sticker we're talking about. See that little red dot right above the fish's eye?
Oh,
on
yeah,
that?
right there.
That is he fished the national championship this year.
Yeah, that is the sticker. So is that the big bass so far? I'm just going to do a quick scroll. It looks like it. What
20
a stud.
25
Oh, there's
on
another.
what? 25 and a half. Holy crap.
Here's another 25. Look at that tank.
That's on a
That's somebody with a 32-inch board.
that's a
That's
32.
somebody who knows they're on big fish. Holy cow. What a monster. Man. What? That is just so awesome. So you guys can see how we get hyped up so much about all this. I mean, when you know that there's fish out there like that and any one cast could be the one. I mean, it's just, you never know. You just never know. Now I got the hiccups. But I mean, it makes it fun. I can't believe we're in an hour already. That's just insane. But let me get back down here through the chat. And how can we get a Freedom Squad shirt? That's something we keep saying we're going to talk about, merch and stuff like that. And honestly, within the next month or so, we're going to sit down and figure out what we're going to do and stuff like that. I'll be first and foremost to say I had to order some more Fishing with Gramps stickers for my giveaways. And I did order a batch of 100 stickers too, just so, when we meet folks and all that too, we're going to have some stickers that we can hand out as well. But we'll have to talk about doing merch and stuff like that down the road.
That's part of the thing we're going to talk about when we get together when the boys are in town here in 2
Yep.
weeks. I have some really good ideas. My wife actually has some really good ideas. Instead of using, we'll just talk about it. She's got a great
Yep.
place where here's what we're looking at, just as a quick overview, and you guys can say yes or no on this. But it's a website that you can order a Gramps jersey. We'll all design, a Gramps shirt, a Jeremy shirt, an OEF5 shirt, a Freedom Squad shirt. It's not limited like other stuff. So you'll be able to get hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, whatever.
Yeah, because I also want to talk to Chad too. If he's got some place that's got like a super deal, maybe that's something we can host on his site and use their shipping, and who knows,
Something, whatever.
We'll figure something out, because we had such a great. Okay, so let me answer this question real quick. Do the proceeds from the Knucklehead go to veterans? So yes, part of it does. There's an operational cost because we have to hire judges, because this is an official thing. We're actually at the end of the Knucklehead bass fishing series, and again, this is separate from Catch 22. Catch 22, good, that is for the veterans fundraiser for Heroes on the Water. The Knucklehead bass fishing series is going to there's it's set up so that, I'm trying to make sure I word this correctly, because there's a lot of components to it. You're gonna have monthly tournaments that you fish in, and in that tournament there's gonna be drawings and prizes given away. We're taking part of the entry fees to work with vendors and sponsors to buy products to give to you guys, and we're gonna have drawings for stuff like that. I'm working on taking some of what I get and working with Old Town so that I can do a drawing and give away an Old Town kayak. That's one of my goals, right? Gramps fishes with braided line, but only on Stupid Frogs and high vis drop shot, stuff like that, so I can see the line. But I hate braid. It's a waste of time. I hate braid. It's meant for flying kites. That's what it was built for. Fluorocarbon for the wind. Now, back to the Knucklehead thing. So there's a lot of components to this. So there is going to be a quarter of that goes to a veterans charity event of our own choosing, or whatever. I know Alex Rudd is going to do like a cancer research thing. I'm going to probably do mine for the Fallen Outdoors Indiana chapter. But 50% of the entry fees is going to go to, like I said, prize packs and things like that. So I can buy stuff from sponsors to give to you guys. So the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series, think of it as a recreational tournament series. It's not super serious. It's only a $15 entry fee versus like the $50 or $250 if you're fishing an actual, bass tournament in a kayak. The goal is to keep it low cost, have fun, give you guys a way to qualify to fish on Team Gramps, Team Hoover, Team Fluke Master, Team Alex Rudd, one of those, and then go down to the KBF headquarters and fish at Lake Gunnersville on Veterans Day for the Heroes Cup. Right now, so there's a portion that's going to go to whatever charity we decide to choose. There's an operational cost because Chad has to hire judges to actually judge the fish. But also in all of that, you got to remember there is a $10,000 first prize package that goes to the 4 anglers of the winning team to divvy up, right? So this isn't so much a veterans fundraiser, but it's up to us, whoever's on whatever team, wherever they want those donations to go to. So yes and no, I guess, is my complete answer. But a lot of it's going to go back to you guys for prizes and that $10,000 package for the Hero Cup. Now, there's another thing that's a spin on this too. And again, I'm going to do a lot of videos on this because we're going to take kayak fishing tournaments and turn them fun. You have all the pros who are doing pro stuff, traveling pro circuit, blah. This is for you guys. This is for everyday anglers. This is for the people who fish from the bank or a kayak and you want to try to fish your way into a spot. with your favorite YouTuber, right? And go fish in the Hero Cup. And if you're a bank angler that makes it on one of the teams, we're going to make sure you have a kayak to fish out of. I'm going to be bringing some spares. We're going to make sure you have a kayak to fish out of. Now, here's another thing, that there's going to be a wild card team. So say Jeremy fishes all 4 of the FishIN with Gramps, and he finishes second in all 4 of them. It's like, dang it, tried to make Gramps, right? Because he wants to be on Team Gramps in the Hero Cup. It's got to fish for Team Gramps. Well, may not be able to fish for Team Gramps, but if you put up a 5 fish limit in any of the tournaments that are part of the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series, you qualify to go down and fish on the Friday fish off, right? So the 5 people, if you want to go down to, you want to come down and hang out for the Hero Cup and whatnot anyway, you just didn't make your favorite YouTuber's team. But if you want a chance to go down there and catch some big fish and qualify to fish in the wild card team, there's going to be a team of 5. Team of 5.
Is it 5 or 4?
10 grand. Team 5. It's going to be, it's a wild card team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, say you guys fish all of the events and you come in second in every damn one of them, and you didn't make your way on one of the teams, you can go down if you caught 5 fish in any one of them, and you can fish in the wild card on Friday. And the top 5 finishers from the wild card make their own team, and they fish in the Hero Cup against all the other teams, and you're eligible to win that $10,000 prize. So if you're just somebody who wants to come down and hang out, enjoy the boondoggle, if you will, meet all your favorite YouTubers that are, there anyway, come get some of that OEF 5 barbecue that we keep talking about.
No,
you're not cooking for that?
It's yes, we've modified that. It is a semi-private event for the teams only on the championship day. Because
which I guess that makes sense, because he has to know how
he opened it up to anyone that has 5 fish, and I'm like, bro, I can't cook for 8 billion people that come down on that day.
That's fair. That's fair. So, but again, if you can't qualify through one of the, and again, you can fish in as many of those as you want. But, the cool thing is you can always, catch 5 fish, come down and show up. But again, I'm going to do a lot of videos explaining all this. Again, $15 entry fee versus $50 for a state challenge. It's going to be fun. But again, it's another great way for a bunch of people to come together in Huntsville, Alabama, around some of the best bass fishing waters. See, Caro says she's coming regardless. I love hearing that, because I want her to come down and fish with us. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So Veterans Day weekend, that's the goal. There's going to be a KFC fight, or KFC. That I just literally. There's going to be a UFC. There's going to be a KFC fight.
KFC.
Plague Guida will be there from the UFC. Confirmed.
So yeah, it'll be awesome. So yeah, we invite everybody to come out that weekend. And that way you don't have to drive up to Indiana to hang out and fish with us. We're going to be down there for that weekend on Veterans Day weekend anyway. And what a better gathering for the Freedom fam than hanging out in Huntsville, chasing some big fish and watching me catch some more frogfish. What are you saying? Yeah.
Sounds good. So I may make a caveat to you getting OEF barbecue. Chad and I did talk about maybe on that fish off day of doing some hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I will be down there all weekend. But I know for the actual barbecue, that's for the competitors of the Saturday championship day only. So
okay,
we limited that just to the team.
Gotcha. So that will include the team of 5.
Yeah.
That won their way in. So they're not only winning a shot at winning the whole thing, they're winning a shot at some of that OEF 5 Magic Barbecue best chicken ever. So yeah, that's and again, this is all brand new. Be patient with us as we kind of build this thing out. But I tell you what, I see over the next couple of years this growing to be a big, huge, fun event. I mean, and he's talking about reaching out to other people who aren't
Mhm.
just like, YouTubers and, people who just like to fish may show up too. So that makes it cool. Yeah, Carol, you don't want to have to mess with the dang FG knot. Crazy Alberto is what you want. And yes, there's a video on the channel.
Wow, you just pulled a fluke master on Cairo.
I did. She said she
Wow.
makes good barbecue. She said she makes good barbecue, but every time she's in somebody's live stream, she was out running out getting dinner for the fam. So
She's
I don't
always
know.
talking
Does she
about
really
food.
cook or no? I want to. Inquiring minds want to know. Or if she's so busy, it takes such a long time that she's got to, give up watching the live stream and had to go get something quick so she can come back and watch the live. We know how it is.
Here,
But the
Carol.
fact that you guys are here every time, every week, whether I'm on a Wednesday, and you guys will notice my goal is if I'm interviewing somebody else for the Gramps, then we're going to do those on Wednesdays most of the time, because a lot of time for some of these folks, Wednesday towards the end of their workday is just a little bit easier. And then if it's somebody who's like an angler or like us, just, we ain't doing nothing else on a Friday night anyway, we'll come back and do a Freedom Squad live and have fun this way too. So I'll keep mixing it up. Alex Rudd should be with me Wednesday next week. He was going to this Wednesday, but had some family stuff that needs to be taken care of. And, we get that, and prayers for them too. So I'll keep working at trying to get as many people on here and talk to you guys. And again, those of you who are brand new to, kayak fishing, I know it's a lot to kind of pick up with catch boards and yak attack and rod holders and like all the gizmos and gadgets and stuff and things, but we kind of nerd out and play with it. So we'll be talking about a lot of the goodies too. Jeremy, is there any new kayak accessory thing that you're thinking about that you haven't messed with this year? That you can think of that you're wanting to play with more or learn more in your kayak, coming into the next season?
I think I'm just gonna consider an anchor wizard. I've heard such good things about them and things I could do with them. I think it would suit my fishing and do a really good job of what I need it for.
Which makes sense, since I think we're going to spend more time on the river this year as
Exactly.
well. Yeah.
But that's
Matt,
really
you got
the
anything
only
in mind?
No,
no,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
get a different anchor. Speaking of anchors, I'm gonna get rid of
Okay.
the big ass 12-pound boat anchor that I have. I guess something a little smaller.
Yeah, got you
Nothing
there.
really, because I've pretty much, for the size of my boat and what rigging I can do to, I've pretty much done everything I need to do to it to make it really fishable. The only other upgrade that I would make to it that I can't do yet would be live scope. So, oh, Frank, just to hang out with you guys. Yeah, you still don't get barbecue, man. Sorry.
dang.
It's
all
a
the way
private
from
event.
Florida.
It's for the competitors.
But they drove across an international
International
border
border,
just to
yeah.
hang out.
I'm that
Frank,
kind of jerk.
just to save you the drive, at some point here in the Midwest, so you only have to drive half the distance.
Yes, we're gonna do stuff here.
We're still going to do stuff here in Indiana where we might put do a little throwdown and gather and fish and fellowship and
It may
just
be a
hang out and
fishing
do
clinic.
stuff like that. So somebody asked Carol if she made Pop-Tarts for dinner.
Wow.
No, she had chili.
Oh man. But yeah, so Frank, keep an eye out for the chat when we decide sometime in the spring to get together, because again, these are all things that we need to get together and plan and talk about. It seems like every time it's like, now it's go time. A lot of people don't realize we're just weeks away from being able to fish again. And Matt's been out on the water twice already this year.
So
I'm figuring out how to hang my kayaks up in the garage, and he's out fishing. So I didn't say anything about catching, but he was fishing, and that's still something. Bettles, yeah, get those big TRDs ready. You got that right. I'm gonna be pouring some baits this week, and I'll be doing some more videos because I got to get some more do it molds videos done. So I got so many new baits I want to make and stuff like that too. So yeah, the big TRDs and the giant TRDs are ready to go.
I think we need
more.
a Freedom Squad trip this spring, definitely to bluegrass.
Yeah.
Get Jeremy down there.
Yeah. And I want to go to bluegrass, but I also want to go other places that
Sure.
are not just bluegrass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to go up north. I want to go up north a little bit. I want to hit some state parks. I want to hit the Hoosier National Forest. These, rivers up northeast of, Indy are loaded with big smallies. And I'm all about some of that this year. Yeah, and I got to give Hunter Man, my hick dog here in the chat, big props for helping me lift. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, I'll just back the truck in with the kayak in it, and you should just be able to lift it up on the rack. And then realized, oh no, this is not going to work. So Hunter came over, bailed me out, helped me lift over our head, standing in the back of my truck, him on my tailgate, me by the front, and got the one way up there. And then we were both standing in the garage after we pulled the truck out to lift mine up over. But I had to get him up high enough. If you guys have seen the pictures on Instagram, I had to get him up high enough so I can push my boat in and be under it too. So that was always fun. But
is that like a 7-foot ceiling?
Huh?
Is that like a 7-foot ceiling?
I think it's like a 12, something like that.
Oh, is it? Okay. I was going to say, because having to get your truck to be able to get something up to the top of a 7-foot ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. See, Daniel was saying that smallies are on fire in the deeper parts of Sugar Creek, northwest of Indy. So that's
we also have an invite from Greg Thomas to go fish the Tippy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely need to.
But
and that reminds me, Jeremy and I met with one of the IKA guys. I got to remember his name.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Maybe that was him. I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, so again, we want to hit a lot of these spots. And realistically, I'd love to get out this year and just go to, go hitting different places that I haven't been yet. And so I'm looking forward to doing all that too. So, hey, it'll be a good time either way, man.
Yeah.
Liz says she's 5'10". Yeah, still taller than me.
I don't mind. I am a people person, if you can't tell. So I love meeting people and taking people out.
Yep. So we can't wait. We cannot wait to get out and get to fishing with folks. Mm-hmm. As Bobby will tell you, Sandwich Searcher in the chat, this is how we are on the water too. And it just makes it fun. So being able to get all of us out, get John Michael out, my youngest, in the kayak again. He got his first smallie this year. So Benedetto's asking what OEF5 likes on the power worms, but I think this is more of a Jeremy question.
What hook do you use, Jeremy, on your power worms?
I use a 4-aught on the 10-inch and a 3-aught on the 7-inch.
Yep.
And
brand?
then the only other thing is make sure you use glass rattles.
What brand of hook?
Gamakatsu. Yeah, that's about all I use.
I was going to answer it the exact same way. 4-aught Gamakatsu.
Yeah, I'd like to. Actually, I'm taking the advice. I'm taking the advice of a few different people this year, and I'm actually going to try something different with mine. And I am going to use the hooks with the rings in them. And I think right now, VNC or VMC and Gamakatsu are the two that make them like that. And I couldn't find any Gamakatsu anywhere in stock. But I think when I got that $100 Fish USA gift card from Chad that I won, this was, one of the things that I got. So I'm actually I've heard the hookup ratio with the ringed hooks in Texas rig are,
the action,
I also think that
the action that the ring provides, especially for like flipping, when it goes down through, it actually gives it some motion. But yeah, if you're not Texas rigging with the ringed hooks, highly recommend it.
Yeah. So I figured I picked up a couple of packs of these to try this year just to kind of up my game as well.
You giving all the secrets out, Gramps.
Well, you know, I mean, I've always said that I'm not going to hide where I fish, even
Right,
though
but
that's not
now
always
Matt
true.
knows, because see, I was going to pull that and not tell Matt what I was doing. And then when he's like, what's going on? Why is this happening again? I'd be
Yeah,
like, oh,
because you're a butthead like that.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I figured, hey, I'll share the juice. You know,
So now you have to remember that, Matt, because I better see you trying them.
Bro, you're gonna have to show me, because if
I'll
it's
get,
new,
yeah,
I don't know it, man.
I'll give you one and then be like, but you don't get no more.
I put on a freaking Gamakatsu. Wait, just go. That's that.
oh, Benedetto, yeah, Jeremy is
I'll
all
use this.
about that black blue fleck life. I mean, he buys 100 packs of those worms.
Yeah, it's actually sad. It's sad. And he can't
It's
use them this year because look at what's on his. Well, unless Monster Bass carries them, but now he's switching over to Monster Bass baits.
No, it's
I just had to get that in there too.
you know, I put them in bags like this, and I'll go through about that many in a day.
So, speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. So, Jeremy is going to be teaming up with Monster Bass this year, and well, tell the people what you kind of did, and what you're going to be doing this year for a different challenge than normal, and then I got one to follow that up with.
Well, I know we've talked about this on here before, but basically, in a nutshell, I really want to focus on areas that I need to work on. So this year, I'm not going to rely on all the baits that I'm comfortable with, that I have 100% confidence. I'm actually throwing nothing except Monster Bass baits, or the baits they put in their boxes. So it could be a Z-Man product that was there. Well, like the baby D bombs, I will switch over and start fishing those. But
Yep.
every fish I catch this year will be on a Monster Bass bait that they make or that they sell online on their website.
Yep. So, you know, in following that up, I'm actually going to take the same challenge, and every bait that I throw this year, actually all of my gear, my rods, reels, line, and every bait that I throw is going to be one that's available from American Legacy Fishing. And the reason why I wasn't going to say that before is because at the time they hadn't started carrying 6 Cents products. But come this spring, they're gonna. And they've already started getting a bunch of stuff in too. So my challenge will be to only throw stuff that's available at American Legacy Fishing. And, you know, Jeremy's doing the same thing from the Monster Bass store. So, you know, going through and work. And then, you know, we know Matt, he likes his Lose and Strike King, and, you know, but he'll throw what he's comfortable with as well too. But we'll
I just
work
want to get
on,
better
you
at
know,
those techniques. Like I just
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
get better. I'm not looking for something new. I just want to get better. Because if you guys don't remember my actual story, I just came back to fishing. This year was
Yep.
really, I'd never caught a fish on a frog. I'd never fished a frog at
Yeah.
all. And I slayed them this year. I'd never caught fish on crankbaits. I'd really only caught fish Texas rigging or spinnerbaits. Right.
Yep.
So I have already expanded what I fish and have confidence in those baits. Like I fished almost solely a square bill crankbait all national championship in waters I'd never been on, and was successful.
Yep.
So
Yep, very much so. Yep.
and that's new, right? Like yeah. So I just want to get better at those standard techniques, try to figure out, just become a better fisherman, more time in the water again. So that's my I'm not sponsored. I'm partnered with Lose and Strike King, so I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Daniel's saying all the plastic he throws this year will be made by me, and that's his challenge. And I guess I need to make a caveat to that. My challenge for myself from the American Legacy Fishing baits and stuff like that, that's when I'm fishing in tournaments. I will be fun fishing and doing Catch 22 and others. Obviously, I'm partnered with Do It Molds, and I'm going to be making a bunch of baits. And I have, I made a bunch of baits last year, and I'm actually going to spend, several time throwing a lot of the baits that I make, um, as well. So those will be like in the Catch 22. I'm going to spread it out. But if I'm fishing a tournament, then that's going to be American Legacy Fishing stuff because, I'm going to come in and go with, obviously representing my title sponsor to Fishing with Gramps, but also Do It Molds. I'm partnered with them as well, and I'm going to be working on making my own baits, getting better at making because I love throwing jigs. But I'm going to make the chatter Gramps. I'm going to pour some plastics. They've got some really good stuff out there. And they didn't have a lot of expectations from me last year. They know I'm a new bait maker. They know I don't have a ton of molds. But I mean, I like the fact, of thinking that I'm going to create a bait and pour it myself and do the lead and, tie the jig hair and the whole nine and then go out and catch fish with those as well. But again, my goal this year too is to catch a big bass. And yeah, Carol said Chattergramps. And I know I said I was going to do it last year. And like I said, once we started focusing on the national championship, it's just I ran out of time for everything. It was all about qualifying and making that. So I'm going to spend a lot of time bait making here over the next couple of months. And I'll be putting up a lot of videos for that too, because another thing, and I got to talk about it before we get off here tonight, but Do It has actually put together nice starter kits. So if you want to pour your old Senkos, that you can get a mold, the plastisol, and things like that. So you can actually, if you've got old Senkos that you kept, you can remelt them and pour them again. If you want to make some jigs, they have a basic jig making kit. So go check out those Do It Molds, kits, and look at making some of your own baits. I know Salmon Searcher, Bobby has done some of his, and Will Junkin has been doing that too. And he says he's actually pouring and making net heads right now. So be sure, go back into any one of my videos. If you're going to shop at Do It, click my affiliate link. I don't get anything back from it. It just lets them know that you came from my channel. Certainly helps a lot when I partner with folks like this, if they just know that you're coming from me. Because again, I'm not getting paid by anybody. And again, that's not my goal. If I can get discounts for you guys, that's my goal. Or if I can use a product like theirs to teach stuff and then do some giveaways based stuff, off of stuff that I make. So
Gramps, I bought one of those starter kits and they're awesome. And if you saw me throw a Senko any last year, I made it myself. I had one pack of 3 or 4 Senko, actual Yamamoto Senkos left, but I poured my own, and every Senko that I have thrown has been something that I made. So I caught fish in my own baits last year. And I've gone through, man, I don't know how much plastisol. He got me into Do It Molds, and like I went crazy. Jeremy, what are you making this year?
Oh, wait, never mind. I can't show that.
What?
That's my proprietary color that I totally forgot before I showed it that's not supposed to be seen yet.
Proprietary color? I don't think there's any of those left, but that's awesome.
JT, he's seen it, he's used it, he knows what they'll do. But yeah, it is a color that you wouldn't associate with bass fishing. So I'll bring it and show it to you.
That's fine. No, I've mixed my own colors. I'm not using Do It colors. I'm using like all of the stuff I'm doing. I've done with mica powder. I got some of their dye, but most of it's been mica.
Well, that kind of comes from you having an artist as a wife, and
Gramps, you're muted.
She has a lot of the same baits that are same colors that I would use.
Right. No, and y'all, there was so many trials and tests and stuff. So, Gramps, are you back unmuted? Did we lose him?
Yeah, I'll text him.
He can hear us. Did you accidentally hit your mic? I can hear you saying no. Hey, this is how we get Jeremy to talk. We just make sure that Gramps' mic is muted.
Well, that's true too. I mean, yeah. So
Oh my goodness.
think about it, Matt. Think about the color combinations that your wife would come up with that you would never think about.
Dude, I've got a salmon color worm that I did with pearl. Hang on just a second. I think I got some of them hanging here.
Seeing now why Matt's gone, here's what we're doing. We're trying to get information on some of his colors. Oh, welcome back.
All right, so we were testing stuff. And these, it's like a gold silver flake, but it's not. It's more of a salmon color. Like it looks like an actual earthworm kind of. And it's all translucent, and then there's more pearl essence in it. So if you know what you're doing, and it doesn't matter if you know what you're doing, they make it so easy. You can just, we started using the mica powders as my dye. So,
right.
You back, Gramps? Nope. No. He left and came back. And
did you have any issues with the mica and the moisture content?
No, none at all. So now, it's a little harder to stir in than the liquid dye. Like you've got to stir way more because you know how it wants to, because it's a powder. It doesn't dilute. It doesn't do anything.
Right.
And we even painted one of my molds to try to get some different effect on it. And it worked when the plastisol shot in, but it would rub off just a little bit, but it still kept some of the color. But when you fix it and heat it and stir it real good, dude, like did I not show you any of my homemade baits, Senkos?
You showed me one while we was on the water. I mean, you showed me your tackle bag.
Right.
But yeah.
And so this was for mica, and it's in, like, you can see the fish oil in there. Like I put some worm oil in there, and it's not bled. They're not bleeding. And those are almost a year old. So
yeah, Tom, I'm right there with you, bro, on these lunker sticks. I may end up fishing all these, put away my Dobbins for a season and just fish lunker sticks.
How many of those did you get from Monster Bass?
Right now, I've only got the one, but me and Rick already have something in the works for that. So,
I mean, I didn't know if you were going to get one for each, like, worm and rod.
I'll end up having one for every technique that I'm using this year, because it just makes sense to fish lunker sticks, and with the Monster Bass baits. But I really had to put this one through a little bit of testing before I made that kind of commitment, because that could make or break my season next year. But I actually feel like it won't hurt, and I feel in some ways it could help.
Well, so I've got to get some new rods, but yeah.
Well, for the price point and the way they're made, even JT was like, you know what? Hold on, Rick, send me a couple. I'm going to use them for these. I think he's going to pair them up with Lou's reels. But, that's saying a lot when he could fish anything he wants to fish, and he's still willing to really put them through the paces. And,
I don't know rods. And we had this conversation down in Alabama about the difference between, a $500 rod and a $200 rod. And both Chad and JT, and even you said there's a world of difference in feel for those price points. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm not good enough fisherman to even notice that. So is he back?
Well, for example, Matt, it's like that rod weighs less than my Dobbins Champion XP. And so for me, with my arm, I'm all about the lightest rod and reel combo I can have, because that literally means more cast per day.
More time on the water.
Yeah.
More fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
hey, we can hear Gramps.
Welcome back, bro.
Apparently the laptop wanted to do an update in the middle of the live stream. So
don't you love it? You're an IT guy. Come on, man.
Yeah, you would think I would suppress it when I know I got a live stream coming up.
I hate when IT pushes those daggum things. I can't stop them either. I can't even just reboot.
Yeah, I saw that it dropped the mic and I was like, I better reboot.
Well, see, at least you know that the channel is in good hands. If something happens, we're not going to make a mess of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You guys are more than capable. I could have sat here and went and got dinner and watch you guys for the rest of the show.
Well, Jeremy was carrying us. I mean,
hey, that's what I'm saying.
No, we had a good discussion about do it, and I don't know what all you heard or didn't hear. And then we got talking rods, and he was talking about his monster bass rod.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Lunker rods,
lunker sticks.
What's that?
Lunker sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some questions about the lunker sticks, and to answer the question, there is a rod I would use for a frog rod. I would have to look at my cheat code to tell me which one it is, because it doesn't actually, list like what baits are recommended. So with the lunker sticks, you kind of have to have a pretty good understanding. I know they're also looking at working on a swim bait rod, which should be really good. And then I think they're going to try another price point that's a little bit higher price point. But if this fish is as good as I think it will, it's going to be a good year.
The funny thing is, when we look at the rods that they came out with at that price point and the features that that they included in it, and I'm actually going to get my hands on a couple. I think they will pair up beautifully with the Lew's Mock Crush. So I'll probably get a spinning rod and another medium heavy or whatever as like a do it all, because I wanted to actually take those out in the paddle kayak in some creeks and beat them up pretty good. But the 40 ton blank, the grip, the cork on them is very nice. The whole thing looks beautiful. But whoever he paired up with, the rod maker, because that's actually a Japanese blank, it looks, and Daniel's right. They actually paired up with the Burley guys at Aggressively Anglers.
Right.
I'm going to keep saying the Burley guys, but you know who I'm talking about.
Right.
They want a BFS setup. So just looking at the material and having held it, and then seeing the finished product, and then the year that we're going to probably spend with them, I'm going to get my hands on a couple of them and really put them through the paces. But for the price point, especially with him always having sales, I think they're really going to do well, as well as like the Guggen rods did, as well as the 6 Sense rods. I might actually like them better than the Signature series that came out from Lew's, as much as I hate to say that. I love the Lew's reels, but I actually liked the way that I held. It was light, and it's a pretty quality rod for what you're getting for that price point. And that's, it's kind of funny. And if I thought it was a piece of, I just wouldn't talk about it. I would make the excuse that, hey, I'm partnered with American Legacy Fishing and they sell rods and reels, and I'm not going to play in that space. But to be fair, after getting my hands on it, I'm gonna put some working on one, because at that price point, with $100 reel, you're getting a pretty good value, and it's pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, and the fit and finish of it's nice. I got nothing like to complain about. So I'm gonna beat him up and let you guys know what I think about him. And Jeremy's got one too. So Bass said, no, I'm matchy, bro. So when I see that black and orange on a rod like that, I love me some Lose Mock Crush. So I'll put that orange reel on it as well. Yeah, the Corrados are okay. I mean, I've got 7 or 8 of them, but I like Lose reels just as much. And I have no problem saying that whatsoever. And I will still tell it to everybody and their brother. You can talk about Lose all you want. Shimano was their first factory. They were the China before China became a thing. They were Japanese, manufacturing was China back in the day, and they took Lose designs. And, there's a reason why that Bantam looks an awful lot like Lose BB1, just saying. But you don't know that if you only listen to snobs who only throw one brand because they don't know the history of of the Lose and the Shimano. But I'm a fan of
about this one brand kind of guy here.
Yeah. I mean, Matt, if you grab that ancient BB1 that you have and I grab this ancient Bantam that I have and we held them up to the camera, they're going to look a lot very similar.
No, I know. But so even further on that though, back, if you want to talk some real history, right when Ryobi came out, Lose was manufacturing the Ryobis that were a cheaper price point than even the cheapest Lose, right? So you could get a Ryobi, which I don't even think, do they even make reels anymore?
Maybe. I mean, that sounds.
I thought they made power tools. Are we talking about
same? We're talking the same company, bro. Just like Yamaha and everything. Like Ryobi made fishing reels, but they were Lose design, and it was all legal. It wasn't they stole the design. Lose was working with them, and basically you were getting a Lose reel with cheaper parts and things like that. It was just not up to Lose quality standards. Because I fished a lot of Ryobis because that's what my dad would buy me or I could afford back in the day. And back when Galleons was open, Galleons carried them.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, back then,
I think my grandpa back in the day was, I think it was an Abu Garcia. It started with a C. It was like the round ones, but there's just a mix of. It's funny now. I know, there's several other folks that really, really are real gearheads that know all this stuff. But
Michael Bradley just said the Ryobi VMAG. That's exactly it.
Yep.
Well, they were designed by Lose. Like literally, Lose was working with Ryobi.
Yep. But the key thing is keep an open mind and play with different stuff. I these days my goal in life is to find and put together combos that work for me. I have one Daiwa reel left, and that's going to be that's going to be my crankbait reel because I think I'm actually speeding up my gear ratio this year. So the Zillion's going to go on my crankbait rod, which is going to be a Dobbins Caden 735 CB. And then, I've got the IMX Pro that's going to have a Corrado on it. That's a 7 gear that I'm going to throw my jackhammers on. And then I'm going to be playing with around all kinds of stuff. I've got some stuff from Mega Bass coming now. Didn't think that I would play with them, but Graham's like, you're going to play with some more stuff. And I'm like, okay, send me more stuff and I'll have to do an unboxing and play with different stuff. But the Abu Ambassador, that is what I'm thinking of, that my grandpa, I think, used to have one of those.
Yes. Yeah, I remember those.
Yep. And so it's funny when you go back and forth, but really honestly, and if I didn't think it would break the internet because so many people would lose their minds, and I may do it anyway just because I'm me and I don't care. I'm going to get another Lose Pro SP, which is their skipping pitching reel, and I'm going to dump it on I'm going to put it on my NRX Plus because that is my finesse I'm gonna put my I'm gonna put it on there because that's what I'm gonna use for my skipping rod. At least I say that. There's another rod that I may have coming from Megabass that I might put it on there, but we'll see. Salmon Searcher wants to know if I still have the Zodius. No, I did my reviews on those and I really liked them, but I'm actually moving up another. I'm going to play more with in the Shimano side. I'm going to play more in the X Pride B kind of range. So, and for what I were playing with the Zodius, I went back to Lose because I like there's two specific Lose Caden Dobbins Caden rods. I'm going to use the Dobbins Caden jerkbait and crankbait rod for those technique. Nothing wrong with the Zodius. It's just I'm trying to stay a little more spread out because I don't want to be a one trick pony and only have one brand. I want to play with a lot of different stuff. What'd Mike say? I saw that. Yeah, Mike said he just passed an old Abu 500 onto his nephew. He had never seen one. That's awesome. But again, I'm trying to.
Here for
the ambassadors. What do you got there, Jeremy?
That's the ambassador 5500 C3.
Yeah, okay.
That's like
yeah. So those reels back in the day were what people thought saltwater fishing was, and then bass fishermen started using them, right?
Yeah.
And those to me were intimidating and scary to use. Like those you really had to know how to throw. And then the Lose style and the Daiwa style, and then it got them a little more compact and
the low profile,
the lower profile stuff. And now they're tiny as crap. But that evolution to the bass fishing reel, it was amazing to watch because I lived it, because it all happened in the late 70s, 80s when bass took off and Ranger boats were the king of the world.
Yep.
I mean, like back in the day before we had the internet and you had to read Bassmaster magazine to learn about fishing.
Yeah.
Or watch your Saturday morning TV show when it was fishing season if you weren't out on the water.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But I saw where Japan USA was at talking about the Tatula Limited. I don't have that. I actually sold that a while back. I like the Daiwa Zillion. If I'm going to have a Daiwa, that's my favorite one. I think I just had that reel because it was new at the time. But when I fished with it, I was like, for the price point for me, I'm just playing bougie. Then realistically, that's what it was. I was playing with something super. It's just like when I had the Metanium and I had the Bantam. Honestly, for me, those reels at that price point, for me, I'd rather have two Corrado MGL 150s than one of those. And that's basically what I did. Is I did a 2-for-1. So I sold that, and I sold most of the higher end stuff. And I think the Zillion is still the most expensive reel that I have, but the Tatula Limited. But I
Don't
had
you have
it,
a Metanium or whatever it is?
What's that?
Don't you have a Metanium too?
No, I was just, that was a demo. I had a Metanium and I had a Bantam, and they both still have that little piece right there that was catching my thumb. And the Corrado does not do that. And honestly, I just like, if I'm going to spend the money, I'd rather have two Corrados than one Metanium or one Bantam. That's just me. But yeah, I would rather have a handful, and I do. I would rather have a handful. And I actually sent the Vanford back as well. I actually kept the Mirabelle. And it's funny because I was talking to Sandwich Searcher about this today. But this is probably going to be where I spend most of my spinning time around, is I can have two of these for one Vanford. And it's basically the Mirabelle's got all of the parts and pieces and technology that the Stratic CI4 that Jeremy has in a $100 package right now. So this is going to be a reel that I really spend a lot of time with, and I'll probably end up getting a second one as well. But that's the blessing that I have being partnered with American Legacy, is I can kind of demo and play with whatever they have that, I want to play with and talk about. And so the color of the Miraval is it's a blue. It almost looks black, but it is a blue. If you have seen the Shimano, or if you've seen the G Loomis GLX rods,
Oh yeah. They're that color.
this pairs up with that perfectly. I just didn't need that much in a spinning rod, but I also want to play with the X Pride B spinning rods because those are newer for this year, and I kind of just want to see what they're all about as well. But yes, 1,000 size for the Nedley Deadly. That's right. Yeah, Carol's saying she's got a good mix of a little bit of everything, and that's the way it can be too. Because there'll be if I'm out beating the banks on a creek, I don't always want to have the highest end stuff that I have out there because I'm more likely going to fall and roll down a bank and break some stuff. And if it's not my knee, it's going to be a rod, a reel, or whatever. So that'll probably be the space that I will take those monster bass rods out and beat the crap out of them.
Before we go, can you pull up FishIN Chaos again so we can go over the weight challenge just so we can talk some smack?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
We'll
I can't talk smack. I'm not ahead of you yet, but
no, honestly, I have not. I have been sick as a dog for the last 2 weeks, and I can't.
Have you not uploaded any?
I haven't put anything up, and I won't till next week.
Gotcha.
I don't know that I've gained or lost, but I don't try to diet when I'm sick because it just leaves me super drained. Mike says a crowd of 6 to 1 is all you need. I think I don't even have a 6 gear. I think everything I have is either 7 or 8. But the difference in this is where Mike will see the difference in boat angling and kayak angling. When you're in a kayak, you got to fast fish with a little bit you want to move up a speed than you normally would. So normally if you're in a boat, you're throwing crankbaits and you're throwing like chatterbaits, things like that on a 6 gear or even a 5. In a kayak, because you're moving towards the fish, you want a little bit faster. So I'll leave this one to Jeremy because he's playing with the is it the extreme? You guys, I think the extreme, is that the one down from the ecstasy? Jeremy has the Dobbins Extreme 7. It's the medium heavy, I believe. So that might be the 735, or I can't remember which one it is, but that is a phenomenal rod for the money. I will tell you guys that if you want to move up a high class in the Dobbins line, especially since they got that 40% back on a gift card, that rod, yeah, Jeremy's got it right there. And I fish with that.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Dobbins, but the difference between the two, I really couldn't.
Yeah.
They're either one would be good.
Yeah.
I still don't remember which one I have.
I think the one that you've got is probably a 743, which would be medium. It's 743 or 744. It's probably, I think it's the medium heavy, and the 745 is a 5 power and a 6 power. So that would be like the heavy. So that's like a punch-in, a jig,
right.
a frog, but something in that in that extreme class. Yeah. So okay, Michael's got it right. So the 745 is like the 744, which that's the jig rod special. But I mean, to talk about the actual, not the weight or the action of the rod, but the sensitivity of those extremes are phenomenal. And I know Hellabass picked up one up at that higher end as well. And then you're talking, a $300 rod in the Dobbins line. But the way it's made, the everything about it is great. Plus you're getting that cool ass, the lifetime warranty, and having the replacement thing too. So it's pretty amazing. Any opinion on arc rods? I don't know that I've ever thrown arc. I know American Legacy, I think, just recently started stocking them. So
is that what Randall Tharp throws?
Yeah,
I think
I think so.
he's partnered with Arc.
Yeah. So let me answer Daniel's because I'm I'm the aficionado when it comes to this one.
Right.
So the Dobbins rods for bladed jigs, so chatterbaits, jackhammers, the 735 CB glass is going to be for that's your medium heavy glass rod, and you'll want that one for I've thrown both, and it's a little bit lighter than the 736. Still works great around grass, and more open water. Like chatterbait, jackhammer, probably better for
You got it
suited for the
right.
mini max or the smaller weight chatterbaits and jackhammers, like your 3/8. If you're going to go up to a half with a bigger trailer on it, that's where your 736 comes in to play. And if you're going to be really ripping it out of grass, there's a lot of people like Michael Bradley saying they also have the Sierra line, and that's a medium heavy non-glass. I'm a glass guy a lot of the times when it comes to that, and that only changed recently when I went to the G Loomis their version of it, because they have special tapering that mimics the parabolic bend of a glass rod in a lighter rod. But the Sierra line's also great for chatterbaits as well. So 734 in Sierra or the 735 CB glass, Champion XP in Dobbins, or the 736 if you want that heavier rod. I used the heavy the whole time, and I mean, I loved that thing. It was
I've got the
phenomenal.
736, and I use that because all the grass we have up here.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah,
Because
you're
that
dead
has
on.
tons. It has a great tip, but it also has tons of backbone for hauling them, out of the grass. So if I were going to pick one over the other here in Indiana, where we have a lot of grass, definitely the 736 CB,
Yeah.
the CB glass, and that's really for hauling them out of there, because you can throw lipless, you can throw a jackhammer, chatterbait with as big a trailers as you want, and it really does a phenomenal job on them. All right, sweet.
Man, we've been
Now
getting
we're
all
all
sorts
getting
of questions and
we're getting
everything.
into
This
all
is
the
an awesome
tackle talk
show.
now. But again, I tell everybody who will listen, you want to know the most about Dobbins rods, Hellabass, go watch the 2 live streams that he did with Gary Dobbins and just get educated, because it's that those 2 live streams are pretty awesome. And you'll learn a lot about Gary. And honestly, if I was to pick one, and Jeremy knows because he hears me all the time, if I had to pick one brand across the board that I can only fish the one brand, it would be Dobbins across the board. That's just me. I love the warranty. I love the veterans discount, and I love the way that they designed and built the rods for each of the techniques. James Johnson wants to know if we're going to be at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. We will be there the 18th, around the Moving Water Outfitters area and the KBF, stuff, from 1 o'clock until for a couple hours probably. But yeah, we're going to be there hanging out and meeting everybody and, having a good time. So, yep, we're looking forward to that. And I might come up again the next weekend too. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. But yes, we're definitely going to meet there for meet and greets and pictures and, say hi to everybody, because, we love to talk, and we're going to talk your ears off if you come say hi to us.
I'll have stickers there.
Yep, I'll be bringing my stickers as well. So, yep, have a good time.
I will be there to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, Jeremy's bringing his good looks and charm.
So just so we're clear, he's gonna be the eye candy at the Boat Sport and Travel Show. Are we gonna get him out on a yak in the test pond?
Oh, I'm
and
already
just float him around.
I'm going to be out testing several of them, because I really want to see just how much I'm giving up by standing up in mine versus some of the others.
Yep.
I mean, for me, I'm still not quite sold on, how I stand up in the PDL. But after listening to like Christine on her new boat,
Yep.
that's like being on the front deck of a boat. Well, if I can find a boat that I can do that in, then yeah, that's where I need to be.
But I know a lot of people that don't like standing in Hobies. I mean, but again, you got to go find what fits you. So I mean, to
Right.
me, and this is why I tell everybody, Old Town is perfect for me because of my situation, and you got to find what works for you. If one of those, because you had looked at the native and bona fides and all of them too. So
Right. For
if
me,
you
it's
find
the
one that
stability when I'm standing, because everything else is pretty much good across the board on all of them. But if I could find that special one I could stand up in, that's going to be a game changer for me.
No, most definitely, yeah. Because I'm going to be sitting regardless. I mean, I got the kickstand that doesn't decide to work half the time, so I ain't trying to stand up, unless I got to drain some coffee real fast. But
right,
there's so much.
I
wish I could talk about the kayak that I know, that I know about. But Old Town's got some stuff coming out. You guys saw what Bonafide did with the RVR. Who was it? They came out with the Shoaly. I mean, the kayak. The best thing about it right now is if you're just getting into kayak fishing, you have a world of wonderful kayaks to choose from, and they just keep getting better and better every year, and that's what makes it amazing. I have found the one that works the best for me, and I want everybody to go out and find what works for them. I know Caro got the Jackson Kayaks Bite FD, and I actually borrowed one while I was waiting on my previous kayak, and went out and fished a tournament with it, and it was it held me up just fine. But again, everybody has got to find the one that works for them, or one or two. You might want a big lake kayak and you might want a river kayak. I mean, you just never know.
Josh, put his question up there. Josh, seriously, come to the Boat Sport and Travel Show.
Oh, dude, yeah, come hang out.
Just not even to hang out, but you will get to get into the pool and test every single kayak they have.
Yeah.
And Josh, you live right near Moving Water Outfitters. So I mean, it's because I looked at where you've been posting fish up from, so I know where you're at.
You stalker.
No, I'm interested. Hey,
he was from Southern Indiana, isn't he?
Josh, I thought was he not the one that's up there by Zionsville?
I don't know.
He came in second in the Catch 22, right?
No,
that was Daniel.
did.
That was Daniel. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, Josh is from down around. I'm wanting
He's
to say Paoli or French Lick area somewhere.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Daniel, that's right. So many people, so many awesome.
But yeah, come to the travel show. And if you can't make it to the Boat Sport and Travel Show, Moving Waters also does demo days where you can go out on a lake. And I highly suggest doing that too, even after you come to the Boat Sport and Travel Show, because it's a different experience of sitting in a controlled pool, just kind of paddling around and feeling them, as opposed to being out on the water. So
I don't know that there's too many of us big guys that are Olympic level swimmers, but I'll let that comment stand on its own and move right along.
What did I?
You have to go back and watch the replay. I'm not going to repeat it.
We're not my goodness.
We're not going to go down that path.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but again, and it's in the spring and summer, like places like Moving Water Outfitters and others, they actually have demo days at their sites. They have like ponds and stuff that are nearby. So if you can't make the Boat Sport and Travel Show, which is still a great place to get in it's like a big kiddie pool, Oh, look who's here. Brian's in the house. We're going to be doing some fishing together this year as well.
I think it is the largest. It's called the Heartland Kayak Summit, but I think it's the largest one in the country for kayak fishing.
Yeah, that was. So,
because
I mean, it's going to be a good time.
Chad and Gene show up to this is because it's so big for kayak.
Yeah. Gunner sitting there telling me, "Hey, bro, you've been on the stream for like 2 hours. We need to go, do some stuff and things." You got to come here and say hi. Yeah, you're too low down for the camera, but yeah, he's like a boy. He finally woke up from his nap. All right, gents, it's been another awesome Freedom Squad Friday. Love having you. I mean, I could talk to you two and everybody in the chat for hours on end, but I think some of them ham and scallop taters because then they're calling my name.
Yeah, James
You guys
Johnson.
on
That's
Trip Live.
the Boone's Pond. That's where they do it at. Yep.
Oh, you guys make sure that you go jump in Rudd's live after this, and then join me back here Wednesday night with the bearded bad man Alex Rudd himself, and we're going to talk to that fine young man and have a good time too. So with that, love the Freedom fam, and this right here is how we want to end the show. So stand for the flag, kneel for the cross, and paddle into Old Town, or
Bonafide.
whatever your
pedal.
preferred.
Or pedal.
Yeah, pedal, or beep 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 if you're Gramps.
Spot lock. Navigate.
Yeah. Spot lock, remote control, whatever. But thank you guys again, everybody out there. Love seeing the regulars in the house on a Friday night.
You got to do the giveaway.
Got to do the giveaway. That's right.
Thank you, Bobby.
I hope everybody went out there. So you guys chat amongst yourselves for a minute, and I will go get this pulled up, and we will get it going.
Freedom Squad.
Freedom Squad.
And of course,
you guys got to talk about stuff and things while I'm searching.
So if you're ever out on a lake, okay, every time I show up, and if they're out on the water before me or whatever, you're gonna hear a loud Freedom Squad. Like, you'll hear me. I'm really loud,
and then you'll hear it come from other parts of the lake.
It's not so loud from the guy over here, but he's getting better. He's a little slow on the uptake.
I only
think he wasn't in the army or
something important to say, you know.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're going to sound off. Freedom Squad, and you know, Gramps and I are like right there. Freedom Squad, and then you're like 5 seconds later, Freedom Squad.
I am not that monotone. I know.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Freedom Squad.
It's like when he does it, it's like the echo to our Freedom Squad.
Yes. Was that an echo? Oh no, that was just Jeremy.
That's Jeremy over there, you know, doing.
I'm gonna have to get me a recording of it and a speaker and blast that online.
It's been live, bro. I've done it live, and it's all good though. It's all good.
Yeah, it's like Freedom Squad.
Oh snap!
Oh yeah, it's all fun and games.
All right, who's winning?
All right,
who's gonna win?
Let's go ahead and find our. Now remember, this isn't because I'm using Restream. It's not Freedom Squad in this chat. It's a Freedom Squad comment from last Freedom Squad live. So I'm going to give you guys like 20 seconds to go hop back. You know, you're going to have to open up another tab in YouTube and go back to my last Freedom Squad live and drop a comment, hashtag Freedom Squad, in that chat, because this is coming from last Freedom Squad's chat. Because I told everybody this is only for you guys listening tonight that's in the chat. And so we're kind of reneging a little bit. We're giving you guys a chance to get in there too. But you got a little minute to go back and comment on that previous chat, and you'll be in this drawing where you can win the Freedom Squad package of our couple favorite baits, one, a couple from each of us. So I'll give you guys a second to go do that, and then I'll do a quick drawing, because you know what? We've been at it for 2 hours. Rudd's probably already live, keeping y'all busy. And we're going to go ahead and do this in
smash the like button.
Not eligible for the winner. Everybody's
subscribe
eligible.
If you're not, and share this video after it's uploaded so that we can get more eyes on Freedom Squad and what we're doing. And Catch 22 and
because you guys know that we're working on spreading the word, using this for veteran recreational therapy, but we don't just include just veterans. We want everybody who believes in freedom, has friends that maybe had a tough time. We think fishing is a great therapy. It's a great way to meet new people, share experiences, spend time together, not always be alone, and just, being part of the Freedom family right here on the channel. So we want to grow this and become a thing. We hate talking about, pandemics and shots and political gas price. No, man, we just want to go fish and have some fun and not think about any of that. So with that being said, I'm going to go. Nope, can't do live chat, no video. That's why I said after the video's over, go back and drop a comment on it because it's not drawing from the last live stream chat. You make a comment on that video like everybody did who watched last week and said, hey, I'm going to go in there and drop a comment. So let's go ahead and drop a comment. Pick a winner. Hashtag Freedom Squad. Pick a winner. And the winner is Doug. Already looking forward to this upcoming season. He recently retired and finally has some extra time. Looking forward to meeting with y'all knuckleheads. Hashtag Freedom Squad. Hashtag Catch 22 Challenge. So Doug, I don't know if you're in the chat tonight, but you win. I will message you after. And excellent. So I will let him know that he won and how he can get a hold of me. And we'll go through all that rigmarole. So again, guys, thanks again for swinging by. Jeremy, any final thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I want to thank all of you for helping me find my voice on here. A year ago, this wasn't possible, but now the sky's the limit for me. So to each and every one of you, thank you so much.
You don't know how much far he's actually come. Really.
Oh,
really. Like he didn't even hardly talk when I was live on him next to him on a boat. He was all like, "But you're live? Yeah, man. Just fish." And then that got better. And then we took him to Kentucky.
You want to see the power of what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
There.
It's phenomenal. And he had a great discussion with his peeps at the VA recently, and they're 100% behind what he's doing. And just being here with us and you guys is helping him too. So know that you're a bigger part of something bigger, and you're helping that veteran recover and, like he said, find his voice. And that, yes.
I want to add something onto that. Okay. If you guys go back and watch the live that we did at the national championship, look at what Jeremy was on camera for a little bit of it, but he stepped away and stuff. But look at that, and now look at what he's doing today and 2 weeks ago, and how much he's a different dude sitting there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear Jeremy's story, there's a couple of different videos on the channel. You can go way back to the beginning of the channel, and you'll see me riding back on my motorcycle doing a moto vlog from when I met and had lunch with Jeremy. You'll find some videos of where we were out at a pond eating some Mama Roo delicious po' boys after he was recovering from an arm surgery. There's another video I did recently where I included some footage where he was talking about Heroes on the Water, helping him. Or helping the guys at the VA. We were fishing at the pond at his place, and stuff like too. And then like in Bobby literally says it the way that you can't better describe it. That's freedom, and that really is, because there's so many people struggling, fighting, and everybody's got their own different battles in different ways, and then being able to find your own freedom from yourself, from your mind, from the wars, from stress, from work, from all of it. This gathering, this people, this family, this community that we're building, we want to take this, we want to bottle it up and then spray it all over the place. We want to share what we have found and, bring everybody into our freedom fam here. And as Chad Hoover would say, and what he told us, each one, reach one. If you're one of us and we reach you, you reach out and grab somebody else and bring them into the freedom fam. And the more we do that, the more we build. And, we build this nation of freedom. Spread the love, spread the joy. And when I'm with that, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. As always, thank you again for hanging out. You guys have got me all. I just love this. I know it's wintertime. I know we can't all do it, but some of you can. Take advantage. And if not, plan for it. Get outside when you can and make some memories. do like we're doing between our family, our friends, our bros, our sisters. Make some memories. One cast at a time.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Hold the line.